board meeting. I'll call the Gaines Township regular board meeting to order. We've already did the pledge, so I guess we can dispense with that. Approval of the approval or correction of the minutes of the last meeting.
I'll make a motion to accept the October 7th, 2015 meeting minutes as presented.
I'll support.
Okay. Hearing no corrections, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes stand approved. Audience comments, same rules apply. Try to hold your comments to 3 minutes, and I'll recognize somebody first.
Do I have to stand up there?
Nope.
Okay. Janice Gray, 7347 Baldwin Road, and I've been absent for a little bit. Well, in my absence, I've been hearing a lot of grumblings about our police chief. I came tonight, and I'm going to preface this with, he didn't know I was coming, and he has no idea what's about to come out of my mouth. If there's anybody in this township that deserves respect, I believe it's Chief Schmitzer. I challenge anybody in this room to tell me that you've never had a bad day and been short-tempered with somebody. Anybody here, there, here, or whatever. First on scene, and I'm sorry if I'm getting too far. First on scene to a deadly accident is a police officer. Because they don't have to go get the fire truck. It's always a cop there first, and he's no exception to the rule. First on scene when a parent came home and lost their child to suicide, police officer. First on scene when a mother was holding a dying child in her arms and he had to pry that child out of her arms in order for EMS to take over. First on scene. The dying child was my daughter. It was my arms he pried her out of, and I have never been treated with more respect and showed more support than by Chief Schmitzer. I don't think he deserves some of the gruffness and the comments that are floating, not in here, but around, and I'll do my best to put an end to him, because I'm not putting him on a pedestal quite, but he's human. We all have bad days, we all get short-tempered, and I'm standing here looking at him tonight, and he looks absolutely exhausted, and if not, that's not an offense. But he's tired, he's human. This township, the best thing that's happened in the 10, 11 years I've lived here is Chief Schmitzer. Like I said, he didn't know what I was coming to say, and he didn't know I was coming. So I think it's time every once in a while we step up and say thank you for something good that's happening in our township.
Anyone else?
You got anything to say?
Jerry Cadich, United States of America. I'm asking this question for what I believe is the 6th time, and it's about the assessor position in this township. Still haven't got an answer to what justified and or who made the decision to increase the pay by $20,000 from approximately $19,000 in 2014 to $39,000 this year. Still no reply on it. The annual meeting that we used to have, so the public had a voice in the raises of the board. Second time I've asked this question with no reply. And in saying that and doing away with that annual meeting, that gives you guys the right basically to give yourself pay raises whenever you see fit. And you did that. A 63% pay raise from 2005 to the present day. And that's 1.7% above the cost of living that most of us receive. I know it's a hard pill to swallow. It's a very hard pill to swallow. Very hard. what you said about the chief, I appreciate that. The minutes that the chief gives, I appreciate that, but I'm wondering if he can't include a few things in that report, because as she said, you're tired, so maybe we need to look at it. Maybe we do need to hire another patrol officer. So if we were able to get detailed daily patrol reports on the road, investigative reports, and administrative reports, maybe we could get another man in here to help you besides the one that you hired from Swartz Creek Police Department to assist you in investigations. Nothing wrong with that at all. Nothing wrong with that at all, Chief. But to have those reports would give us citizens saying we need more police protection in our township without having to FOIA or anything else like that. The roundabout is a huge failure. Much like some folks sitting up here with their backs against the wall. I'd like to know if all of you people sitting up here are patriots, if you are true Americans, that you believe in the Constitution of the United States of America and the Bill of Rights. Because the way you conduct business up here, I don't believe that most of you feel that way. I am a patriot, I am an American, and I abide by the rules and the law, the sanctuary of it. I hold it true to my heart, and I wish you guys would. And if you can't, I suggest that you resign from the positions that you hold and put it up to somebody that will do the job properly. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Anybody else? Seeing none. Move along to the building inspector's report. There were 16 permits issued, total billings of $2,597. You can see the breakdown of the type, kind, and type of permits that were issued. Most of them electrical, mechanical, and plumbing. Okay, put that in file. Mr. Gellner, do you have anything for us?
I prepared an ordinance tonight, which I gave to the chief, dealing with trespassing and prowling in response to his request. And I'll pass out copies to each of you for the next meeting to consider. I was also given very recently just 2 possible code enforcement cases, haven't taken any action on it. I think I received one today and one maybe last week. Other than that, it's been pretty quiet.
Okay. Thank you. Board of Appeals.
The next meeting of the Board of Appeals is going to be January the 13th, 2016. We had a meeting on October the 14th. October the 14th. We had nothing on the agenda. And that was, we closed the meeting.
Okay, thank you. Fire board. That
Yes.
last Monday?
Yes, we had a fire board meeting Monday night, and fire board had one recommendation for the township board, and that was to send 2 firefighters to ISI certification at a cost of $120 each. And that is the breathing apparatuses that we have, is the maker is ISI, and we need to have certified personnel change the batteries in them and do maintenance on them and stuff. And so they provide this course, so some of our people can be certified to do that kind of things.
So moved.
Support.
Okay. Roll call vote.
Fowler,
Yes.
Timmons,
Yes.
Purdy,
Yes.
Herman,
Yes.
Fortino,
Yes.
And that was the only recommendation. The other was for the payment of bills, which is included in our bills down here.
Okay. Planning Commission.
Planning Commission met on October 28th. Brad Hawk's revision to his building was topic of the evening. We had, out of consideration, tabled the issue from the previous meeting because he didn't show, and again, he didn't show. And so, obviously, if he didn't attend the second time, he went ahead and just rejected the revision. I suspect that the zoning officer will have, I've seen he's got some action on it. There's some blight issues on that property that need to be dealt with, and I'm sure he's aware of them. And there's also potential for the building inspector to intervene because I believe he's working on his addition to his building without any kind of documents.
Okay.
The next meeting is in December, and I guess I'm at a loss. I don't have my schedule in front of me. The 30th, and thank you, and 7:30, December 30th is the next meeting.
Lee,
Yes,
do you have the address for Mr. Hawks?
not off the top of my head, but they definitely have it here. It's a Lansing Highway, it goes to Durant. Post
Oh,
Office.
it's out on,
It's right next to Atkinson Construction.
okay.
I'm assuming he might have a residential address too here, I don't know.
Jack, I think I did see something.
I would also like to mention one other thing, also that Trustee Timmons and I and Planning Commission member Jerry McClure also attended a Genesee planning meeting. But the only thing that I can see that was a fault of the meeting was they just condensed an awful lot of information to a very short period of time. There was not much time to ask questions and such. But it was pretty interesting. Saw different presentations on kind of a wide variety of things. One of which was the basic planning of running of planning commission meetings, which was pretty interesting for somebody who's been in planning commission for several years, and also for new individuals. So we'll pursue that information as time goes on. Did you have anything to add to that, Chuck, that meeting?
No, it was very interesting.
It was just a lot packed into a small period of time. It was a morning meeting. It was adjourned just after noon, so it was an awful lot of information. And that's it for me.
That address, Chuck, is 12495 Miller.
That's on the extension.
No, that's on the paper. Not old Miller.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Concludes the planning commission.
Yes.
Chief Smitzer, got a report for us?
In the month of October, there were 147 total incidents reported to the 911 center for police services in Gaines Township and the village of Gaines. 139 in the township, 8 in the village. The Gaines Township Police Department responded to 63 of those. The remaining incidents were handled by the Michigan State Police, Genesee County Sheriff Department, and local agencies. There were 6 traffic citations issued, 9 warnings given, 10 property checks conducted, and 3 warrants applied for. Year to date, there have been 1,486 total incidents in Gaines Township compared to 1,212 for the same time last year. That's about a 22% increase. There were 20.5 hours spent at Spooky Trails in the month of October due to the Circuit Court consent agreement signed in 2014. And the 2015 pickup truck is finally in service and being evaluated for some minor adjustments, but those will all be just very minor.
Okay.
I think township citizens would do well by themselves to take a look at that piece of equipment. It's pretty impressive. It certainly speaks well to the township. It looks good, and Chief Schmitzer did a lot of extra legwork on this and got a lot of good deals. And deserves to be commended on a really good job with this entire transaction, which I might add is about a year old.
Close.
Yeah. Okay.
I did have a few people contact me and say that they had seen the truck, and they were very impressed by it.
We did save money at every turn that we possibly could. We priced things out 3, 4, 5 vendors. We saved considerable amounts of money some places, only little bits of money in other places, but we always went with the lowest price to keep the price down.
It's really impressive.
What make is it, chief?
It's a Chevrolet Silverado 2015 police service package.
Sweet.
If I may just expound one thing.
Sure.
If we would have went with say a Dodge Charger in the all-wheel drive, price-wise, we'd have been looking at just about $26,000.
Okay.
The base price of this truck was just a little over 20. I'm talking the base price of the
Yeah.
truck before
Add-ons.
add-ons was 28,000 and some change.
Wow.
So we got a full-size four-wheel drive vehicle,
Multi-service vehicle. Cool.
much better
Very
for
good.
our roads.
Yep. Cool.
Conclude the report. The treasurer's report is before you. Take a look at it. Okay. I did skip the code enforcement officer's report. Take a look at that. Well, I missed it up there after the building inspector. Any questions or comments about that? See if I missed anything else. Nope. Okay. Moving along, any questions about either one of those two reports? I don't have much in their communications. Oakwood Village paving project will probably be finished in the next day or so, the paving. It's been a long, arduous task, and we're at the end of this tunnel now. We gotta wait for the bills to come in. And be that as it may. Water and waste, there's nothing new to report there. At all. 911 communications, the station computers will be in the next 30 to 45 days for station 1 and 2. So there'll be new computers, monitors, ball of wax. And station 2 will also receive a new printer and fax machine. We're still on track for that?
For Friday, they just
Okay.
emailed us today.
For station 2, which was secured through FANG for
No cost to the township.
no cost to the township. So $4,500 pieces of equipment, brand new, never been used. And that's pretty much all the communications I've got.
Is the KWA still on schedule for 2016?
Yeah, they got one snafu with one piece of pipe. One of the jurisdictions in Lapeer County has given one of the contractors a lot of grief for no good reason. So that one's behind a little bit, but they're gonna deal with it.
They're working on that lineup at several fronts.
Yeah, I think there's 4 contracts for pipe. So, yeah, you're talking about that part of it. month delay maybe, but it's nothing.
Were you as happy with the conclusion of the Oakwood Village as you were with the beginning of the meeting?
Well-
It looked pretty well done.
With the circumstances, we got as much fixed as we could get fixed with the situation that we were presented with.
Did they pursue all the catch basins that were problematic, or they
Yes, all,
rebuilt them?
just about all of them were worked on except for a handful. You know, the east end, they were completely rebuilt from the ground up, some of them, because the connecting pipes had raised out of the ground, so. What can I say? It's been a challenge this summer, so, but we're there.
Is some of that project not going to be completed this year, or?
It will be done this week, totally. Today.
Thank you.
That's pretty impressive for the way it proceeded, that they made it
The
before the
engineering,
end of the
the
construction.
engineering, without the cooperation of the engineering department, it never would have happened.
Yeah,
It would never got done.
good.
Okay, clerk?
I just have one thing, we had an election yesterday for the grand bond proposal. We had combined precincts, so we only had one voting location. We had like around 700 voters in that precinct, and 109 voters showed up, and 39 of them were absentee. And in our township, there were 54 yes and 55 no's. But it was a good day overall, just kind of slow, but everything went well. That's all I have.
What was the total, do you know what the outcome was?
The bond proposal passed as a whole,
Okay.
school district wide.
Okay. Treasurer, any reports?
No, just been working on getting our winter taxes ready to go.
Okay, accounts payable. Jump right into that. General checking, $87,083.57. Fire operating checking, $9,694.11. Police checking, $24,918.33. Waste and refuge checking, $26,552.50. Water and sewer checking, pump station, the normal electric bills, all that stuff. $2,811.84. Usage, probably payoffs, $4,850. Police depreciation fund, depreciation fund checking, $3,977.92. Road capital improvement, $51,669.76. I believe that last one is the last half of the catch basin contract, which was the first contract, the first group of bills to come. Okay.
That's probably about the right lag.
The rest of it better not be up there. What's your pleasure on the bills as presented?
I'll make a motion, we pay the bills as presented.
I'll support.
Any discussion or clarification needed? Hearing none, a roll call.
Gertie,
Yes.
Simmons,
Yes.
Fowler,
Yes.
Herman,
Yes.
Fortino,
Yes. Okay, good. Got a few things on the agenda. First thing is the appointment of the fire department officers. We decided to do a little bit of realignment, I guess you would say. The appointment of the fire department officers is Brett Klosterman, truck maintenance, and John Babb, new trainees / medical. These will be lieutenant positions. I think this will serve the fire department well, and I guess I should look and see if kind of expressions are on the fire department's faces back there. They seem to be smiling, so. I don't know if you need any other explanation, Joe, or not?
That's good.
Okay,
Well, basically what we did was we had one engineer that came to me and said they were no longer able to do the duties. And so we just decided to eliminate 2 engineers and make a lieutenant, so we're saving money on the whole outcome. And we had one lieutenant that had retired, so that's why we're doing 2.
so we have 2 lieutenant positions to fill, and we've got 3 lieutenants now, so.
Yes,
And the area of is defined more, the
yes.
responsibility of those lieutenants. So, I need a motion to approve the appointment of these 2 firefighters to their new positions.
So moved.
Support.
Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
None opposed? Congratulations to those of you that are, okay. What do we got here? We got a resolution, 2015/14 amendment and reinstatement of the Gaines Township retirement plan.
Yes, we had received a letter from Burnham and Flowers, our insurance provider for the retirement plan. And in that letter, as you can see, that's in your packet, it says that the Internal Revenue Service requires that retirement plan sponsors to reinstate their plan documents at regular intervals. And we are currently within the IRS mandated restatement cycle and must update your group retirement plan document. We perform these periodic amendments as part of our administrative services we provide for your plan at no additional cost. So as you can see, the resolution reads with respect to the following resolutions are adopted, and it's resolved that the plan be amended and restated in the form attached hereof. The plan is hereby adopted and approved. They'd included a big, thick packet of the plan and stuff that I have on file for us.
What's this resolution number?
It's going to be 2015-14.
Who needs to sign this?
The authorized signer of the municipality, and I'm an authorized signer of that.
I didn't really say.
Did you indicate, Mr. Clerk, that you had a copy of the adoption agreement?
Yes, I do.
Where can I see that?
Yes, you can.
It's in the office.
I have it here.
It's ordinance.
Well, this one that they sent to us.
Yeah,
the plan.
really new.
Yeah.
Okay, something that is required by the Internal Revenue people, so. Yes,
I'll make
I guess we need a.
I'll make the motion, we accept the Gaines Township Board Resolution 2015-14 as presented.
I'll support.
Is there a chance I could look at that agreement before I vote on it?
No, you will not have time to go through it. It's about this thick. You'll have to do that later. But I can make your own copy for you, so you can take it home for reading,
Great,
if you prefer.
that'd be good.
Okay.
Thank you.
No problem.
Okay, We might as well do, roll call.
Herman,
Yes.
Timmons,
No.
Birdie,
Yes.
Fowler,
Yes.
Martino,
Yes. Okay, the next thing is the resolution, 2015-15, obligations for bond payment during, 2016. This is a yearly exercise that we do. They wanna know where we're gonna get the money. The funds are gonna come, I guess we do the first one, funds,
Yep, already.
already available.
And our payment this year is $82,485.26.
This is a sewer bond.
Yep, this for our sewer bond.
I'll make the motion to accept Gaines Township Board Resolution 2015-15 as presented.
Support.
Okay, any, questions or comments regarding this resolution, this yearly resolution? Doesn't hurt to do a roll call. As long as you got your paper.
Timmons,
Yes.
Fowler,
Yes.
Herman,
Yes.
Birdie,
Yes.
Martino,
Yes. Good. Okay, I've kind of been putting this one off for, several months, but, some of the, issues, at the planning commission have been, applications at the planning commission have been resolved, so I didn't want to get bogged down with other things. So I'm making a recommendation that we hire Wade Trim as our consultant. And I'll work with him on the scope of his work related to the planning commission. With our representative to the planning commission, Lee Purdy. We'll try to come up with a plan that is within the budget line item. I've had several discussions with him. I'm most comfortable with Wade Trim. There are a number of issues that need to be resolved. Some of them are easier than others. The last time I talked to Lamaco, equally with the master plan is having the zoning ordinance consistent with the zoning enabling law, which has never been done.
Right.
So it's kind of a chicken and egg kind of a thing, which comes first. I did considerable research and I've got a file ready to go for our discussions with them if the board decides to add Wade Trim as a consultant. Township consultant, I guess that's what
It was an interesting transaction that took place there when the enabling act went through and it put all forms of municipalities together in the same criteria for planning commissions. Caused some confusion and caused some inefficiencies in this and that. Comparison problems caused some problems, and so it'd be good to have his input on it. Is he willing to work with us on something other than a retainer?
Yes, the way I've talked to him a couple of times, and I think the way it's shaping up is that it would be more like an oversight thing.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be like every meeting business where we had to go and do that massive rewrite.
I think that would be
That's way too expensive for what we need.
We've had a good working relationship with him in the past, I'd be pretty
Yeah,
comfortable.
we don't have to get him up to speed, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So, he's got a good idea of what should be accomplished within the limits of the line item that we've got.
Right.
We may be able to tackle both things as far as an oversight goes, so.
Could I ask the name of this person you're talking to?
Nick Lamanco, he's the vice president of Wade Trim.
Been our engineers for, gosh, how many years? A number of years there.
It goes back to when our master plan was one typewritten page when I started on the planning
Oh,
commission.
prior to the revision?
That-
Oh, yeah.
That's when we went from one page.
Yeah, that's,
He didn't do it, but one of his employees did it.
well, it certainly,
Brown did it, I think his name was.
there certainly isn't a learning curve when he's up to speed.
It actually started with the Genesee County Planning Commission, you know, we did surveys and all kinds of stuff, and that led into consulting. So he wasn't there exactly from day one, but almost.
I was just, gonna refresh my memory on the line item for him for engineering.
I think there's $4,000 in there.
Well, that would get us,
My intention is to kind of split that up between the master plan and the zoning.
I think that could be done here for the remainder of the fiscal, I think it'd be in pretty good shape. I would certainly, make the motion that we hire Wade Trim as a consultant for Gaines Township, and I would say, not to exceed the line item.
Okay.
Support.
Should I say for the remainder of the fiscal?
Well, I don't.
Or just
It's not really necessary, because
My
we're not gonna
intention-
change that line item.
My intention is to hire them.
Yeah.
Is that all right with you, Diane? Okay,
Yeah.
that's my intentions.
Any more discussion on it or questions?
Do we have any contract with, was it Road that we were with?
No,
No.
no, in fact, there was very, very minimal contact, maybe once or twice even in that entire time, so there was no relationship even started with them.
I talked to him once.
And during the other past administration, they may have been talked to once, so I don't think it was ever a big thing.
I think they,
Try and do stuff in-house, and that's what actually caused some of these issues that need to be straightened out by an engineer.
yeah.
That's basically what happened.
Okay, any more discussion on it? Do we need a roll call or not?
No.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay. Moving on. Lawn care and snow removal and office cleaning. Apparently we had some people that actually bid on it.
Somebody retracted?
No, I don't think so.
Yes, we had put bids out for them, 3 services, and we had received 3 bids for the lawn and snow removal. And we received no bids on the office cleaning.
Oh, okay. Sorry,
We did have several people look at the cleaning, that I know of, and, the issue was it's gonna take some serious cleaning to bring it up to a level where you can do cleaning maintenance, because of the
lack of thing.
lack of cleaning in the past. So that it may have scared them off.
Do we need to,
I don't know how else to say it.
do we need to initiate a cleaning?
We may have to, find somebody to do a thorough cleaning from the top to bottom, get the place in shape, and then try again for bids. I don't know what else we can do, because there are places that is,
Do we have a detailed list of what's involved in the cleaning?
yes, it's on, I believe that there's a sheet on the side of the file box over there.
What is it, in the form of a checklist or something?
Minimal checklist, if I'm not mistaken.
So in other words, we're dealing with this as lawn maintenance and snow removal. And my question was regarding the RBL lawn services, which has blacked out totals. And I guess I was inquiring as to what that was about. Looks like something came out of the FBI.
Redacted.
I don't know whether they added them up or what, I don't know what they were doing. Looks like,
The deputy says it came to him that way, so. Well, I hope you didn't do it, because I would expect you guys can color within the lines. I wasn't trying to say something insulting.
I guess it looks like they added up all their bids, I guess.
That's an odd thing to do.
It looks like it's per occurrence too. You know, like, so much for trimming the bushes, and so much for,
So we're dealing with a line item that has a total that they would work within, right? As opposed to,
yeah, it looks like they, yeah, I guess they wanna do it per time they come here. So this is how much they would charge if they did those specific tasks, as opposed to a monthly fee, I guess, or yearly fee or whatever.
is there a representative of this company here that we could inquire? Is anyone here from RBL Lawn Service?
I don't know, unless somebody
raised their hand.
somebody can make more sense out of it than I'm with
That
that.
looks a little grim to me.
It looks like they're gonna trim the bushes once. They're gonna spray in the cracks 5 times. Every time they mow the lawn, they're gonna charge $85. So it looks like fees. And if they get hired to mow noxious weeds, they'll do it for $40 per hour.
If we send them to a house or something,
Yeah.
'cause it could be anywhere from 4 inches to 2 feet tall, you know? Okay, that's the one bid. How do you wanna go about this? Ace Outdoor Services, 2920 for, summer maintenance, and, 3,215 for winter. 511.25 a month, that's the way they bid it. It's more like the way we've been doing it.
So this is, shrub trim once a year, weeding and spraying cracks. Mr. DeClerc's, is a little more vague, as far as mows and such. Through you, Mr. Supervisor, may we inquire?
Yeah, I've talked to, this one, he actually called me and talked to me about it.
He's actually out in the audience, I think he was.
I read,
Bert, did you have anything in there for,
Bird, I mean.
did you have anything in there for, weeds and sidewalks or trims or anything like that?
The bid requirement was said, take care of that, so that's why I went on the paper. it was
Okay,
given.
so we're comparing, apples to apples here. Thank you. Just that one was broken down and one wasn't.
And he'll mow noxious weeds or lawns for $60.
I would suggest we consider Mr. DeClerc, as he's a local man and he's, township supervisor in an adjoining township, so he must know what we require. And he has a reputation. I don't know, is anybody familiar with Ace?
I'm not really. I know they do the Methodist Church. That's all I know. They took over for me. At least I think they did.
What is the
Or was it
mold-
Four Seasons?
What is the mowing of noxious weeds? Is that outlaw type stuff or something?
Whenever we have properties around the township, people don't mow their grass. We need them
Bank
to mow
owns it, they
them.
won't cut the grass.
And what was do we get anything about that regarding the,
On that bid, no, I said from Ace,
yeah,
yeah. No, I didn't notice an hourly rate on there at all for that.
Unless they don't wanna do it.
There was just the township side there.
now the RBL guy was a little bit less than that, but again, that's really an incomplete bid. Since there's no snow removal, that's pretty much out of the running.
I think our old, $55 or something. 50 or $45.
Just weeds.
Yeah.
Do both of these bids fall within the line? I guess I should look at my budget.
Yeah, we currently pay, 5 we currently pay $5.15.
Well, I think the wild card there is probably the noxious weed situation, which we don't have anything on one bid, and Mr. DeClerc is $60 an hour. It's a little relative. Well, I think to expedite this, I'm gonna go ahead and make a motion, and we'll just see what happens. I would make the motion, we accept Bert's lawn maintenance bids for $500 a month for 5 months for snow removal, $400 a month for 7 months for lawn maintenance, as presented.
Support.
Any discussion or comments?
In regards to the cleaning, what would you say that we were paying for the cleaning before? That was all added in.
Just one price.
So we're going to be,
Whatever you assign.
how often do they do the cleaning? Once a week? Once a
Every
month?
other week.
Every other week?
Every other week they vacuum.
Vacuum the office area
Clean the bathroom.
and wax and polish this?
No.
I don't believe this floor's ever been mopped either.
Well, they didn't have the
Equipment?
equipment to do that.
We got a grounds maintenance annual budget of $7,500, and so that we have, what, 4,200 remaining at this point. And seeing a breakdown for office cleaning, I guess was that all in that same
It's
category?
all in that same line.
Yep. It's all just one number.
That's something for us to work on in the budget.
Yep. Okay, anything else? Roll call vote, please.
Dollar,
Yes.
Timmons,
Yes.
Purdy,
Yes.
Herman,
Yes.
Fortino,
Yes.
Now, on to office cleaning, how should we attack this?
Well,
Do you want us to just call people to get prices on to clean the office?
Yeah,
We could do that.
yeah, I think that's probably, we should get on that.
the,
Get some prices.
to bring the building into certain amount of cleanliness is gonna
It
take,
seems kind of
take some
interesting.
money. You know, it's not gonna be a cheap thing.
Was it people came and turned around, or not just people didn't come in? Because it doesn't, the place doesn't seem filthy to me or anything like that. It seems,
Depends where you look. Depends where you look, so.
kind of icky. I feel like I need to take a shower.
We'll have to work on it, it's the only thing I can say.
Well, I would suggest,
I think the way I'm gonna approach it, and you tell me if I'm wrong, or you want me to do something different, try to find, somebody to come and, clean the building top to bottom, so that we can hire somebody to do maintenance cleaning. I mean, you can't hire somebody to do, cleaning when it's gotta be brought up to.
maybe that's a good job for trustees, since we're not minding fences. Don't be a fool, I come with dust on me, but I can clean. And I know how to run a broom.
Are you all right with that approach? And then we'll see, if it doesn't work, then I'll come back to you and say, hey, that idea didn't work, let's try something different.
Yeah, I think if that's what's gonna require, then I guess I think maybe, should we, simultaneously, well, I guess we can't, you wanna run that first, so we deal with it by the next township board, and then we would proceed with
See if we
bids.
can come up with somebody that'll clean the place. You know?
I think it sounds pretty icky,
Well-
maybe I have lower standards than I thought I
I'm
had.
sorry.
Some solid light fixtures and things are full of bugs and stuff.
So you are open for, if I can find someone, send them to you? Sure. Please do. To do the first initial cleaning. Yeah, and, you know.
I think we're talking about something shy of a flash fire.
Yeah,
Just
they-
kinda get things straightened out.
Yeah, whoever it is, they gotta come prepared to clean, I mean, you know, but, sure, anybody and anybody, send them my way.
I'm not doing anything Sunday afternoon, Chuck.
Okay. We're meandering here.
Yes, we are.
That's the end of our agenda. We're back to audience comments, same rules apply, 3 minutes. Who wants to be first? Be simultaneous. Go ahead.
Your call.
Heather Deal, Gates Township. I guess I have to take issue in the discussion that I just heard about the hiring of Wade Trim Company for oversight on the master plan. Approximately 1 year ago, I sat on the planning board where, if I am correct on this, and if I'm not, Mr. Purdy, you may correct me, that this board voted for in-house in order to do the master plan. And my understanding of that was there was software that was purchased for one set price. I don't recall the price, it was pretty reasonable. And then after that, for the length of time needed, there was like, off the top of my head, I can only think $20 a month or $25 a month, whatever that was. And at the time, we had Mrs. Sherry Johnson, who had a lot of expertise in this area. And it is a fact, and I was sitting in the meeting when she stood up here and made 2 offers to the board to continue doing this work. And this was after Mr. Fortino took office last November, almost a year ago. And absolutely, her offer was for free. I'm also aware that Mr. Pitsley, who is the chairperson of your planning board, had also made an offer. In writing, I believe, had asked in writing to Mr. Fortino that he was willing to download this software. And with the board voting for in-house, and Mr. Purdy, I believe you voted yes on that, for in-house, and now I wrote down the comment that was just made, that the issues for in-house cause problems.
Yes.
To my knowledge, there was no problems caused, but here is another fact. The planning, or excuse me, the master plan has not progressed in 1 year since I was there, and that was last November. So just a point in fact to be aware of.
Thank you.
Back to the keeping it, sorry, I'm not picking on you tonight, but I think it's important for us to remember that he's not self-employed in this township. When citizens ask him for whatever it might be, there's a chain of command that he has to follow. I don't know what that chain of command is in this township. I know who the township supervisor is, so I'm guessing he has to answer to you, and nothing can be released by him unless it's got approval from you first. If I'm incorrect on that, then I apologize, Alex. I'm not sure the chain of command, but as citizens, it's important for us to remember he's not self-employed. He is employed by this township and has to answer to his boss.
Anybody else?
I am John Calkins. I live on Van Lee Road. I too am an American citizen. Served in the military with an honorable discharge, a patriot. I hold dear to my heart the Constitution, the Bill of Rights of the United States, and the Constitution of Michigan, and have served within the boundaries of the laws of the land established by the guidelines of those two constitutions. I know that the board members are good American citizens, patriots, and have served within the boundaries of the laws of the land. Thank you for your service. I know all of you believe in a limited small government and more of we the people. Thank you for using our tax dollars wisely that benefit we the people of Gaines Township without a huge debt obligation that we can't meet. Thank you, board members, patriots.
Anyone else?
Yeah. Here you go, Ed.
I too serve my country. Mr. Timmons, credit to you, sir, for not voting on something that you don't have information on. Which,
Yes.
if our representatives in Congress or the Senate or any place in government would do that, we would be better off. Our tax dollars wouldn't get wasted in projects. And it wouldn't go out to hiring family and friends and doing things that benefit them. It would go to benefiting all the citizens of Gaines Township. All of us. But thank you again, Chuck, for not voting. And it goes on month after month. You'll say no where everybody else says yes because the information is not laid out there. And Chief, what can I say? You're not self-employed.
Anybody else? Anyone else? Anybody else? Public comments is closed. Board members' concerns?
I personally would like to address Ed or Deal's questions, if you wouldn't mind, just for a couple minutes. Your use of expertise was very loosely used. No one on the board, not Sherry Johnson, nobody had the expertise. I, rather naively, probably motivated by saving money, thought we could do a lot more in-house than we could. The fact that the master plan hasn't progressed in such a period of time is because the master plan started veering off. Now we've got to set back up, and we missed some technical points there because we didn't know. Now, we didn't necessarily want to spend thousands of dollars on an engineer, but we're going to need to. Things that are free aren't always necessarily a gift, and so economy is can be deceiving. And what I'm saying is people that are qualified to a certain degree, but they aren't engineers, and that's what we were lacking, and that's why we need to go back. We didn't lose a lot of ground, but we wasted some time.
Definitely.
So, and I frankly will take some responsibility for that, for being, slightly enthusiastic. And you're right, I did vote for it in the first place, and I vote against it now.
Thank you for that.
Other than I'm done. And, I might mention that, speaking of patriots is a little bit, it's kind of a little cringy to me. And I guess I personally would say that people that have to make big proclamations sound more like they're trying to convince themselves than shoot arrows at people, so I'm done.
Oh, jeepers.
Okay, Mr. Timmons?
You are righteous.
In regards to the roundabout, I was against it to begin with. I'm still against it. Not more than 12 hours after they opened it, we had 2 young people that were from this township died. There was no lights put around that. They just opened it up, and people hadn't been down that road in 3 months. Those poor kids came down that road, and unfortunately they did have a fast car. I don't know if there was alcohol involved in that or anything else in that, but I'm certain that, I don't believe there was, because I know the family. But they certainly didn't have to die in that place. It was very unfortunate. They should have at least put some kind of information down the road, a couple hundred feet. You know, they got a sign right at the corner, and that's it.
And the signs leading into it show it as a regular intersection.
I'm sorry, what was that?
The signs leading into it show it as a regular intersection.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, it was just a waste of 2 lights. And Mr. Daly, Dr. Daly, he beat us to death until in fact, we didn't even vote on it.
The board voted against it.
Yes, we did. There was 1 vote for it and 4 against it.
That's right.
So he stuck it right in on us. And then he had his friend come down and do all the work. Of course, I'm not sure that that's right or not. But another problem that I had was, I spoke with Mr. Fortino in regards to people working in the clerk's office that weren't clerks on a Saturday morning. Mr. Fortino said that it's the responsibility of the clerk to have a meeting, to be here between 10 and 2 on a Saturday before the elections. I don't know where that information came from. It's probably true. I He said it. they had to be open to accept, the clerk's office had to be open at least from 10 until 2 for the purpose of accepting the absentee ballots and giving out absentee ballots. And if somebody wanted to come in and vote, they could. That's a state law, that the clerk's office has to be open. And the door was open up front. Yes, it was. In fact, it was open before time. That's a minimum that has to be open. Well, it so happens that the day that I came in here, and Mr. Dollar and Mrs. Dollar was the Saturday prior to that. It wasn't the Saturday of the election. That Saturday, it's too bad you don't ask before you assume. And that's where I had the problem with what you were saying. The Saturday before, there was a large out-of-state Freedom of Information request that was lengthy and took a lot of work to prepare to fulfill the Freedom of Information request. And that's what was going on the Saturday before that. The Freedom of Information request, right, was being filled out by Mr. Dollar? Yes. There was a lot of numbers and informations that had to be processed to fulfill that request. And how much?
He required his wife to do it too?
I don't know for sure, I don't know. I know that's what was going on. And did we make any money off of that? Freedom of Information request? I don't know what the charge was.
No.
I had to pay for mine. Shucky darn.
I remember who it was from.
Guess I'm gonna have to FOIA that
Well,
one.
I just didn't want it to get involved like it had previously been. That was my main concern. The question was asked and answered. Okay, well, I just don't think it's right. She's not an employee of the township.
Saving the taxpayers' money, though.
Anything else from the board? I have a couple comments when the other four are through. Anything else? No, I'm okay. As far as the software for the master plan, that is a word processing program. It is not a planning tool. It doesn't tell you how to do a master plan. It doesn't tell you where the pitfalls, the court cases, the things that have happened over the last 7 years in the legal system